Meditation is the key. The first section of this video, meditation is the true answer to all this shit. For the longest, I've thought of meditation as this faggy hippie shit. That's just gay. What the fuck is the point of that? The point is very profound. The point is you open your fucking eyes and you are truly in the moment. You are truly present. Everything looks like the most beautiful painting you've ever seen. It's almost like a quick rebirth. Now the effects kind of wear off. But if you can continue this practice over and over and over, then I feel like you'll truly have a grasp on how to be grounded and be present on whatever you're doing, whatever endeavor is in front of you. I really cannot stress how much I've wrote this off. In self-improvement, it's kind of given as like this cringy ass habit. And it's one of the ones where I neglected it the most. The journaling, I understood that. It's like I can write shit down, go back and read it and keep my thoughts organized. Cool. The working out like I'm fucking doing right now. I was like, all right, cool. I can bench press and I'll get some pectorals. I can curl, I'll get some biceps. I can squat, I can get some quads. Made sense. All these different habits, I start some sort of business or whatever providing value and I'll get value in return. Makes sense. But the meditation, until you truly put it into practice, there are no words to describe it other than all the same sentiments, grounded, present moment, that type of shit. And it truly is the one tool, the one key to stop this internal dialogue of conflict and just silence it all. Whenever you first meditate, it feels like some hokey pokey bullshit. You're not getting anywhere. But after, it's like getting in the gym. If I fucking worked out and bench pressed for 3 weeks and then quit because I was like, man, I still don't have my Arnold tits yet. I don't look like Arnold. Does that make a lot of sense? No, you gotta be consistent for a while. Same thing with meditation. You have to get the reps in. Now, I've made a video on how to meditate and all that shit, and I'll make more in the future. But this was just a golden tidbit that I had to put in the video. I had to put in the beginning of this video because of how important it is. Oh, son, what's good, my boy? Now, this video is titled How to End Your Inner Civil War. I got the idea off of like an old Carl Jung clip, but this is not related to that really. What I mainly struggle internally with to explain this. Now for me, it has a lot to do with creativity. It has a lot to do with exactly what I want to do, time constraints, different things that limit me, as well as not being able to fully produce what I have envisioned in my head, so on and so forth. And it's a constant battle that I deal with. But through some things that I have found recently, I've come to understand the reasoning behind it, as well as a couple tools to stop it. So let me give you some, it's going to come off as kind of hokey pokey hippy dippy type shit at first. But it really makes sense once you think about it. So in your brain, you know how you have two halves to your brain. You have a left side and a right side. Now one side of your brain is like the feminine side. We all have a masculine and feminine energy on a different level of degrees. You have this feminine side, which is like your creative, your freeing, your imagination and all this shit. Then you have the masculine side, which is like your which is your desire, your ambition, your structure, your analytics, everything that leads you to a path. Think about it like someone the masculine side is going straight on this fucking journey, and you're going to go straight on this destination and not stop. And then this creative side, it's not a negative, it's actually a very, very positive, because they have to work in conjunction with each other. But you have this creative side that's like, oh, I have all these creative ideas. I got to express myself. I got to put all these thoughts and stuff and make it into an art, whatever. You have these two sides and they fight each other. For me, I am very strictly disciplined. I make one of these videos every single day along with numerous other pieces of content. I do all these different hobbies, and then I also work my job as a general contractor. I do a lot of disciplined things, and I have not mastered, but I have a lot better understanding on the structure and the masculine side. Part of that is because a lot of the masculine side nowadays is kind of subdued. people try to, oh, that's toxically masculine, don't do that. They try to subdue it. Because, like I said, it has to work in unity. There has to be a balance. Whenever there's an underbalance, whenever it's not balanced and the masculine takes over, you've seen this repeated many times in histories, and conquerors who killed millions of people. They, like Genghis Khan and Adolf Hitler and Napoleon, they put these genocides because that masculine the masculine becomes too strong and the feminine is just kind of left down here while that's rising up here. And because of this, I believe society has kind of subdued all this masculine side, this whole masculine side of frame and everything in your brain. And now you're seeing a resurgence of people mad. They're realizing and waking up that society has been subduing this masculine side, and we tend to view masculine and feminine as just man and woman. Now, I'm not into whole transgender bullshit like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about everyone has these energies in their head at different levels. And then you have man and woman. And in the way society seems to react to these energies is by putting them all on the actual physical constructs of man and woman. So now you're seeing all these men who are realizing that they've been subdued due to the things that can happen when these energies come out of line, and you see them you see people like Andrew Tate and figures like this rise to prevalence because so many men all at once are realizing this. Now, I've been partly in this camp of people before I've tried to understand the full scope of reasoning and why this shit occurs. I was in the camp of just angry and just like, what the fuck? And I've kind of switched towards the middle alignment. I explained the masculine side, and to explain the feminine side, this is the wild stallion of creativity that's in your brain that is just like a free roaming horse running around, different imagination, different imaginative ideas, different curiosities, all these different things that want to be channeled into some sort of creative act. It's a wild horse, and it's like a limitless potential. And it can lead to endless possibilities of creativity and everything like that. Or it can also lead to self-destruction whenever you let that go out of control. Whenever you let the creative side go out of control, you see what society has also become. You see all these people trying to subdue free thinking, and you gotta accompany everybody's beliefs. It's this woke culture. You see, oh, it's okay to do this and all this shit. That's whenever you see that come out of line. So we need to, instead of embracing the masculine or embracing the feminine, kind of bring them together into balance and harmony with one another. And I believe that same societal construct of bringing them together in harmony works the same way in your brain with ending all this overthinking and civil war. Let me explain how I've kind of channeled it for myself. My creative wants me to make all these little cool, artistic, quirky videos that it's got to be perfect. It's got to be super quirky and cool and faggy and creative. And then the masculine side of my brain wants me to make all these very educational videos strictly for all these people on here, like the videos I've been making. A lot of my masculine side has been taken over. It wants me to make all this fucking educational, just pump it out every single day, militant approach to it. You must get it done. Then that creative side is more like, come on, dog, you don't need to upload every day. You can spend 2 weeks at a time focusing on one video and make it really, really cool and fun and faggy. But see, if I join them together if you join these thoughts together instead of conflicting with all this, because once you enable that creative side, that leads to procrastination. It leads to that wild horse roaming free and fucking just, you can't contain it. But you use that masculine side of your brain to harness that fucking horse. Put the reins on the creative side and in conjunction lead it through creativity, through a masculine approach. And what that really looks like in the end product, is you see things like deadlines, see things like constructs. You give somebody a blank page, they're going to be thinking like, what the fuck I do? What the fuck do I do? You look at products in the store, you give them 100 different options to choose from. They get, oh, I don't know. That's that feminine side of them, not knowing what the fuck to do. They're like, they can't decide. You give them 6 options, it kind of conjoins the two, and they can pick. This experiment has been done numerous times in the world. It all comes down to you must use the militant approach to narrow down things. You allow that creative side to go and be free in those constructs you have placed from the masculine. I'm talking a lot about balance, but one key thing is I'm not talking about balance in the physical world. I'm not talking about balance in different things you do. I believe that there's a lot of people, myself included, where I have ADHD. I have a hard time finding balance in certain things, but then I find one thing and I can hyper fucking focus on it. You see it with people who say like, oh, I have a hard time working out 20 minutes every single day, but I can run fucking marathons all at once. Oh, I have a hard time focusing 2 years making a movie project, but I can make a bunch of individual little things over and over. It's not about the balance in real life, because different things hinder that. But the balance in your own mind and having control over what you do, or having control over what you think and what goes on inside of here, is the more important task. Let's go. And the easiest way I can really sum this up is through an example of two YouTube people. The first one is this Hamza. Hamza is like a self-improvement channel. He's found a genius formula to just mass market self-improvement to millions of people, and has built a very respectable business for himself. And then the second person would be Sneako. The person you see, he's blown up a lot for being real controversial and saying all this shit, but if you're like me and you knew about him way before all the blowing up, he made these artistic, creative videos that were beautiful. And they actually had beef with each other like 8 months ago. They clashed. I guess they've made up since then. But these are two perfect polar opposites. Okay? And Sneako has described this. I found a clip of him kind of subconsciously not knowing that he was describing this, but describing what exactly happened. So it all comes down to, you have Hamza, which is this more masculine side of things. It's more like everything is militant, disciplined. Every single video is a formula. It's all for money. It has some positive influence through helping people and leading them through self-improvement. But for the most part, there's not a lot of creative elements. He made these videos every single day through an array of different editors and all these different employees. He formulated it to a video that could be mass marketed every single fucking day, over and over, with similar messages on how you do this. Then you look at Sneako. Before he did the streaming thing and blew up, his videos, there'd be like month-long stretches in between them. I watched this thing from his creativity kit. I didn't buy it, but I saw some of the clips on YouTube, and it wasn't bad. He had some good information in there. He talks about how he mention the same exact sentiment I'm giving to you, where there's like these people like Hamza who makes all these videos and they're the same thing over and over and over for monetary gain, and then you have his, which doesn't do as well monetarily. He did not blow up and make a shit ton of money until he went on that masculine approach of like strict and drive and focus. Whenever he was doing kind of the flowy, feminine, like artistic fag videos, which were beautiful, he didn't have the same monetary success. He didn't have the same amount of people watching him and same amount of eyeballs glued on him. But what he did have was he had this outlet to creatively express himself. And he detailed spending 3 weeks on one video, spending like multiple days with 12-hour editing sessions on this, recording the same scripts over and over and over, and everything is just... It's such a prolonged process. Whenever we think about movies, you have short films and stuff like that on YouTube and things like that are like 30 minutes long that can take like a month to make. But then you have like these long creative things of like feature films that take 2, 3, 4 years to make these movies. Most people are not willing to do that. Most people are more in tune with the masculine side of quick, fast. We gotta have this shit out now. And it all seems to tie together. Now, the sentiment that I truly want to drive home with this is your creativity, your feminine side is this wild, free stallion. I'm free. It's that. But then your masculine side is this militant approach. And if you use that masculine, militant, discipline approach to harness that creativity, that is whenever you can truly prosper. Because if you allow that creativity to just flow and you're scrolling and you're getting all this influence and you don't use that masculine side to take action, then that just leads to you don't really get anything done. You kind of, it's self-sabotage. It's just kind of, it's self-destruction, really. So, if you understood this and this video was kind of coherent, it might have been just a big schizophrenic ramble. But if it was coherent to you, go ahead and follow. Tell me what you think in the comments. I got to go out of town for a job and go work on this house that's in Oklahoma. So I won't be able to produce all these videos, but I'm going to make 2 more today, and they'll be about these same things. The next one will be about procrastination, and I haven't figured out the third one, but I'm going to make 2 more and schedule them to upload for Monday and Tuesday so I can get this shit out for you. I promise you 2 things out of my channel, whatever you take away. I promise you that I will stay true to myself and my true beliefs, and stay true to the philosophy of curiosity, the philosophy of always questioning things in life and never being too certain. Now, aside with that, I have a strict faith in Christianity, but other than that, the meaning, I find a lot of my enjoyment and creativity through imagination and just questioning things. So I promise you that I'll stay like that. I will never be, I won't allow this channel to be subjugated to one specific thing and one line of view and all this shit. It'll always be different points. And then the second thing I can promise you is consistency. I am very in tune with that masculine militant side of myself. So I can deliver these videos every single day to you and deliver this wisdom. Keep on grinding, old son. Chase paper and enjoy nature. Have a great fucking day.